I'm back again with another DIY tip for you with foot reflexology, and we're going to be working on the sinuses today. And I'm once again going to be featuring my publication, I Touch Myself and I Like It. It is a DIY self-massage, acupressure, reflexology, and Wealth-flex-ology journal recorder. And so I'm going to come over demonstrate with my left foot here, and just going to sort of work on the sinuses, and it's on the pads of your toes. And so what I'm going to do is actually just spend time just on these 4 toes and just working on these. I'm also going to set a powerful intention as it relates to my Wealth-flex-ology, just to see if there is any insight or wisdom that comes up around things that I need to work on to improve my wealth flow. I always like to give a disclaimer that for me, wealth is a holistic framework, and not just related to money and finance, but certainly as I am working on this, insight and wisdom can come up for that initiative and that aspect of wealth as well. So okay, so I'm going to look here at the pads here, and I can only demonstrate this just from this angle, so you won't get to see like how I would actually be working on my foot or a client's foot as it relates to this. But you just want to start at the top of your toe, and then just start to walk down, and then you'll feel like a little hook at the end of the pad, and just begin to press within there. So you can make some circular motions and then just hold. I do encourage you to do deep breathing as you are doing this. So you just work, like I said, just walk down. It's really simple. Walk down, make some movement here, hold and breathe. And then we come over to this toe here, and you do the same thing. Just kind of walk down, hook under, and yeah. This really helps to clear up the sinuses. So I'm just doing kind of a little quick demonstration, kind of having to talk it out more, to you, because it's kind of hard to see. But also something that you can do in between the toes is more like the piano hand. So dig into in between, the toes, and just start working in there. Right along here in this area here, you actually can work the eyes, because sometimes within the sinuses you have puffy eyes and just sometimes just irritations, from allergies. So if you come right in this section here and just begin to work it, yeah, then you can start to feel a difference just in the eye area, and just have better vision as well. Also, you can work the big toe. This normally contains of the face, the pineal gland, and pituitary gland, and then there's the neck area as well. And sometimes when you do have sinus activity going on, it impacts so much. I mean, the nose area is right in here, so you really can work the big toe. The big toe also has the brain, and so there's so much around the face and the mouth here, and even starting to work part of the the esophagus, which do sometimes your trachea area. Sinuses affect all that, and I do have a video where I'll be working more on the digestive system, which will cover trachea, and which trachea is in the bronchial area as well, but the esophagus and all of those things here. Sinuses is so interesting because it impacts like everything, but you can definitely work this area. I guess I'm just giving just a general demonstration. Can't show what I would be working, as I mentioned, really on myself a certain way, and with a client. But I just want you to be able to know that you can do this DIY body work. You can do this. Our hands and we have these abilities to bring forth healing, and our hands are very powerful. And when we are leveraging foot reflexology, you would just be amazed at how well you can actually do on yourself, even versus a professional. And I'm not saying don't use a professional, but sometimes you can't get to see a professional. So that's why being able to do the DIY body work on yourself is very beneficial. So again, just going to go back over the sinuses. You can work the face and the brain. There's really no wrong way to really work, this area. You can do a lot of rubbing here in the neck area, pinching, in here where the pineal gland and the pituitary glands are, and working the nose. And just this works just the face. So if you have sinus pressure and everything, just work that. But I recommend just really working the toes as best you can, especially when you have like the onset. If you have gotten to a point where it's very severe, then certainly, work all 5 toes. And just spend as much time as you feel guided. Check in with your body. That's the thing, is that people can give advice of what you need to do, how you need to do it. Everyone's body is different. So there is no one size, fits all approach. You really have to tune into your body. And that's the benefit of doing DIY body work, is because you start to have a relationship with your body. You know how to tune in, to your body and what your body will need. So again, you come back in here and do the piano fingers here. Just work that ridge. Work deep down in there. You can pull down on there as well. Next time I do this, I probably leverage my the right foot for this better angle, and I'm right-handed, so you can work that area. Also within here is the lungs. So sometimes if you're having any respiratory effects in terms of your sinuses, then there is really no wrong way to work within this area. So you can just kind of work around. Obviously, you would be using 2 hands. I'm just using one, but it's still beneficial. So as I'm doing this, I've actually been being present also with the Wealth-flex-ology aspect. And what's interesting, that something that comes up for me when I'm working on my sinuses or have things going on with my sinuses is normally around a signature work that I need to focus on. And so that would definitely be something, beneficial within the Wealth-flex-ology aspect. And so I've been getting the promptings that I've really needed to expand my work more, in this area as a multifunctional wholeness-preneur and wellness-preneur, healing-preneur. And so I am, just being present, as I'm going over this, as well, and just working the ridge here. I'm going to work in my eye area just a little bit, because I did have something going on just a little earlier, so I just want to, be in this area here, and it's feeling so much better. So again, just work your toes. Like I said, do the walking down, and then the hooking, and kind of maneuvering there, just getting some movement. So I'm going to come over to the journal recorder and open it up to the section that I love to leverage each time I do these videos. And so I'll come back over here. So it's the power of my touch, explore, experience, enhance, and there's the journal section. And so anytime you do the DIY body work, and if you're leveraging this particular journal recorder, there's a section where you can record exactly what did you do. So if I were recording in this today, it would be, I touched myself by doing, so I worked on the sinus areas, right? And so I can talk a little bit about what I did if I choose to, in terms of I did, work on the brain and the face, as well. But because I know, I know reflexology, that's, one of my primary areas for well-being. And so I can generalize it and just say I touched myself by by working on my sinuses without going into too much detail if I didn't want to expound upon that. And then I feel or felt. So so right now I feel really good because I can already feel the benefits of having just done that little bit of work. And what I felt while it was taking place is that I felt definitely that my eyes needed to be worked on. So I started working on that, and it started to really help the visioning, and it really was feeling good because I could feel the clearing. So my results or benefits were basically what I've been saying is that yeah, I typically feel immediate results when I'm doing the DIY reflexology, but it carries on. I talked about this in other videos where I will get benefits immediately, but then it's a time release factor where I'm experiencing the benefits throughout the day and really the benefits until the next time I do it, you know. So it just continues. So I could expound upon this experience by writing, you know, more notes and ahas that came up. So because I did touch on the reflexology aspect of the Wealth-flex-ology, so there's a part in here where I get to talk about that. You know, I also worked on my Wealth-flex-ology and or other areas such as. And so with the sinuses, I mentioned that a signature work typically comes up for me when I have anything going on with my sinuses. It's normally giving me an indication that there's something more major that I need to focus on that will bring more of the holistic wealth factor, which encompasses you know, healing and financial well-being and all of that. So there's something signature that's brewing, you know, so to speak. So I'm going to be you know, present with that. So the results or the outcomes were, well, I don't have in terms of what the signature work will be in terms of what will come forth. So I'll be being more present, you know, with that after this video, and then writing down or what that is. And but the results, I should say, are that I got the insight that I do need to now focus more on a signature work in terms of expanding this work right here that I'm already doing. And then there's the section where I can, you know, share more of my insights, you know, and thoughts around that. So I just wanted to bring this to you today, is that, yeah, the DIY body work is really the way to go, especially when you can't get to a physician yourself or a reflexologist, a certified reflexologist, which I am one, certified in all the areas that are mentioned on this book, the Acupressure, Reflexology, and self-massage. And then also too, I do Wealth-flex-ology consulting as well. So variety of areas in terms of the holistic well-being aspect. But yeah, being able to work on your body, like I said, it's a gift. It's a phenomenal experience that you can have for yourself, and also be able to learn how to do it so that you can actually do it on others. I work on family members all the time to help improve their, you know, their well-being, and especially as it relates to the sinuses, because, you know, we live in environments that have airborne pollutants that we can't see, you know, toxic particles that we are constantly affected by. So it's good to be able to know how to do these basic things on yourself, and not rely so much on antibiotics and, you know, different things like that. And I always like to give the disclaimer that, you know, you do have to still check in with your physicians. You know, I check in with the great physician, the Almighty, to get the guidance in terms of what I need to do, you know, on myself. And I, you know, encourage other people to, yeah, check in with your own divine guidance. But also, if you have to leverage a physician, then you certainly need to do that. So I'm encouraging that. So yeah, again, before I go, just want to just show the foot again, you know, just do those pads to work on to work on your sinuses and just work your face and your brain and your neck here. It's going to help to relieve sinus pressure, and then right in here, those two toes you can work in for your eyes. It's going to help you tremendously, and then also you work your lungs over here. Use two hands for sure, but you can use one, as well. But yeah, so I just wanted to be able to show that. So if you want to secure a copy of I Touch Myself and I Like It, you can secure a copy on Amazon. Also within the description of this video, there'll be information of how to secure a copy, and also other related videos of this nature, and platforms that you might like to explore. So I hope that this was helpful and beneficial for you today. As always, I enjoy bringing you these tips that you can just leverage, for yourself, and just kind of casually incorporate it into your wellness agenda as you're sitting around, or have extra time, or be intentional to create time, carve out time, to do this and to do the work on yourself. You don't have to be a professional, for this, to do your own DIY body work. But yeah, as you see, I'm just showing it to you in a very basic manner. And so, yeah, just be able to leverage that. And I look forward to hearing about some of the results that you get for yourself, because this is, like I said, extremely beneficial. And if you do it enough, several times a week, you'll see tremendous improvement in your entire well-being. So have a great day, and I will see you in the next video. And I look forward to bringing more of this to you.